Up. Assuming his mic's on.
Can you hear me? Yes, you should be able to hear me now. Yes, you can hear me now. I can hear myself talking now, yeah. The most annoying teacher voice. Here we go.
You ready?
Okay, I am ready. Yes, ready as I can be. Okay, my name is Pat Link. I'm Liverpool Makefest. Come see me on the first floor after, because let's go quickly into it. Okay, plastic goes back to 1862, but the first plastic was invented, and you can see plastic was actually a good material when it first was invented. We got rid of ivory, for example, made new cue balls out of it and stuff like that. So there was like a thing where we thought, yeah, we have got good things come, but when we looked at it, we went through Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, and then we've got stuck at Plastic Age as a new thing. And that Plastic Age is literally just stuck and hasn't actually moved from there. Because the problem we have with that sort of plastic that we produce is when you look at the part where it comes to, we came to plastic about here, then we went to silicone, graphite, and all these new products we find that are getting less and less the new materials that we're finding that we're still plastic is such a big thing because we can't cut plastic out of our lives as much as we think we can cut out of our lives with using plastic. Plastic waste that we produce, only 5% of that plastic waste that we have coming through here, most goes to landfill and all, but only 5% sneaks off here somewhere to cycle back into the loop to actually get reused. But that's something we have to educate, get people to think that way, because it is still cheaper to get virgin fuel produced items something to do to the cost. So this one, schmutzig putzig, is actually German, so it means cute and dirty. Well, that is quite cute, but that actually floats in the ocean. That's what we actually have, the amount of plastic that we have out there, because that will never degrade, that toothbrush. So you can see here, these are sites where they actually have physical people actually taking those bottles, cleaning those out, and this is how it's ended. But we noticed something about the photograph, where that is taking, that photograph, that's probably not a UK site, so due to health safety, because we would have someone standing inside there. But surely that's a method which doesn't have to go, that has to go out to Far Eastern countries, where it says on the side, it's cut off. It goes to Indonesia, our 5% that I said before that gets recycled, so if we actually ship it abroad, so we're actually using, again, raw oil to actually transport us somewhere, so we're actually not putting that back into the actual product that we can do that from. And we look at the amount that we have, it works out about 8 metric tons per year. We're looking at the jumping forward to 30 years. If we jump that forward, it goes to 50 years where they say there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish. But if we only jump forward 30 years, they reckon it's going to double. By 2050, when we move to that half, it's quadrupled. So the number don't stack up. It doesn't just go double, treble, but it actually goes bigger jumps because we're doing nothing at the moment. Because this is still happening. So we still have things like these buds, they do not degrade. Loads of people use them. You can cut them completely out of your life. It is possible to cut plastic out. Now, I have tried this, and I felt when I tried to do this, cutting as much plastic as I could out of mine, slide it over, like finding Wally. That's how I felt when I stood in the shop looking. I'm gluten-free. Where everything is wrapped in plastic. So what can I do with that plastic that I used from it? Because obviously, dietary-wise, I need to use that. So I looked at different ways and different things that we could do. So I actually went to that part. I was in the supermarket, going down the aisles, looking what can I reduce, what can I take out, looking at all those things. But it gets you to that point, that really, really breaking point, where I looked at, not just that I was going down the aisle, picking every packet up, looking at every packet. Some manufacturers don't even write on the packet what's on the packet. This is recyclable. What's recyclable? Find out with your local council. Local council doesn't tell you. That's how you feel when you ask your local council. I can't. I spent £300 more. I spent about 3 hours more in the shop. I'm really irritated now, and guess what? I still don't know what I can recycle. So then I woke up 5:30 as I do for school, and then I started writing down every single thing that I just touched from the moment of getting up. I went through my head and I wrote down what I touched in plastic. And I started, the list is going to come in a moment. It started with an alarm clock, it was the mattress, it was the pillow, it was toothpaste, it was the light switch, because the light switch got electrics inside. Then by the time I got into the shower, I had the shower curtain that I pulled over, I used all my shower things. My beard needs grooming every day, so I washed my beard, put it in a plastic tube. I had to use the hairdryer, it's made from plastic, but I used that over and over again. The comb I used was made from plastic, walked down the stairs. Carpet was wool, so I got away with that, but then obviously, it had all that plastic added together. So to get away from this, there is small things we can all do. We can all make small little steps. We can change things. I've started reading a book, not to plug the book, but it talks about how you actually cut plastic out. Things that come up You can have recycled items. They don't need to be recycled, but you just don't reuse the bag. Change the way you actually buy items, refuse something at the till. When you do that in Germany, I know you can do that quite a lot, but if we start in the UK, the same thing, just refuse it at the till. So if the product can't be recycled, reused, remade or something like that, we should just stop, refuse it, don't take it. It has to be something that can actually fit back into the economy, that we actually use it. So what I had to do with that, obviously that is not something, as adults we look at a bit more logic, but I thought we have to train young minds to do that. That's why I set up the makerspace. That's why I set up in school, we look at sustainability. And if you have a spare moment, you can shed some time, come upstairs, or just take our QR code, have a look at it. We're setting the crowd from them because we want to actually make sustainability as part of the curriculum. Government talks about it, but they don't do enough about it, so we need to be really driven that. Thank you very much.